All right, what is going on, guys? My name is Steve Strings, and today, welcome to the first video on this channel. We're going to be talking about all things lacrosse, but specifically today, we're going to be going over the PLL and recapping what has been going on in week 2 to celebrate the wonderful season that is already upon us and already getting started. I'm calling this the weekly recap, but to be honest, I only was able to catch 2 of the games this week, so we're going to be going over the Redwoods versus the Chaos and also the Archers versus the Denver Outlaws. So let's get right into it. Also, sorry about the mic. I'm sorry I had to be doing the cheap like TikToker headphone microphone thing. I ordered a nice mic from Amazon. It said it was gonna be delivered in 1 day, and well, it's been about 2 weeks, so I don't know what's going on there. Jeff Bezos, fix your stuff, man. Now, big disclaimer, I am a big Redwoods fan. I have been since pretty much the first year of the league, so I'm definitely gonna be a little bit biased. I'm gonna try and keep my bias out of it, but just full transparency, I'm a big Redwoods fan. The first action this week came to us between the Redwoods and the Chaos. This was a little bit of an interesting matchup. You've got some former players on the Chaos who used to be on the Redwoods. We're talking about Jules Hendenberg. We're talking about Sergio Perkovic, who had a little bit of a tear in week 1, a little bit of bounce back to his old form. Let's see if he can keep it up. The Redwoods have an interesting situation that they're in. They didn't play in week 1. They had a bye week. I've never really heard of a professional sports team having a bye week in week 1, but hey, that's the professional lacrosse for you. The Chaos managed to eke out a win in week 1, even through suffering the loss of their star goalie, Blaze Reardon. He's looking to bounce back and come back in a couple weeks. Thank God it was nothing serious, but they will have to do with Austin Cow in net for the next couple of weeks. How will they be able to handle that? The Redwoods, interestingly, are playing without Chris Gray or Ricky Maezon this week, which is really interesting and speaks to a big bone to pick that I have with the PLL, actually, especially this year, and that's the lack of transparency with some of the things that are going on with the players. Ricky Maezon was touted the entire offseason to be, the Redwoods' next star, big signing for them. He did great in the PLL 6 series, and then first game of the season, he's just not on the roster. Not a word spoken about him. Don't know what's going on there. Chris Gray, too, acquired him in the offseason, second pick overall last year, and he's not on the roster week 1. He's listed on the website as a part of the team's roster, but wasn't on the field. Wasn't in the stadium. Don't know what was going on with that. The PL needs to do a better job of keeping the fans informed of why these players aren't playing. Graham Hossack is another one who's not playing. Will Manning got left off his squad, which is really weird. I mean, he's still got a lot of gas in the tank. I would think he's still able to play. I don't know why these guys aren't on the field this season. Those 2 absences have left the Redwoods with a pretty weak-looking midfield. They still have Charlie Bertrand and that man, Romar Dennis. Great players, good offensive star power. But besides that, like, their own middies really aren't looking that good. We got Curse, we got Ryan Tierney, who doesn't even really play. We've got some two-way middies that are nice, and the Kai Montgomery, great player, but looking a little shaky as far as our offensive middies out there. Makes me think with our weak midfield, might have been able to keep Jules Hendenberg and Sergio Perkovic on board with the team. Would have been a nice look, but oh well. Also, one major thing I noticed between last week and this week, it is so nice to see lacrosse played on a field with lacrosse-only lines. No football lines, no soccer lines, not a million lines on the field that you don't even know which ones are playing on. Lacrosse only. It's a beautiful thing. All right, so let's get right into the action of the game. First things first, before the game even started, just the intro on ESPN Plus for this game was really beautiful. They had this nice little edit, cinematic thing, for celebrating week 2. Really high production value. I do think that the PLL does a great job with this kind of stuff, advertising the game. Really high production value, way better than the MLL was in the past. That's for sure. Now, let's get into some of the highlights of the game. Now, just a couple seconds after the opening faceoff, we get this really weird scrappy thing. Blaze Reardon's driving to the net, charging the Jack Hurlette. Jack Hurlette hits him and then somehow actually injures himself on the play. Really interesting, a little concerning because it was one of those awkward injuries where it doesn't look that bad. And the guy stayed down, so you think something really bad might have happened. But Jack Hurlette, tough as nails, he bounced back, was back in the game a couple plays later. Good for him. Now, the game starts to settle in a little bit. It's 1-1, and then we get another really weird play, this time with Wes Berg. On first watch, it looks like he just throws, an absolute terrible, first grader playing lacrosse for the first time pass. And you think, what are you doing, man? You're a pro. But on second watch, and the commentators make you aware to it, his stick, just throwing the ball, he didn't get checked or anything. His stick just breaks as he's throwing it. I've only seen this one time before, and it was that Instagram clip of the kid in practice who goes to catch the ball. You've probably all seen it and know what I'm talking about. And then you see Matty Palem with his broken stick walking off. Really weird. I've never seen that live, just that one clip on Instagram. Bad luck for whatever company made that shaft. Moving on, the Redwoods are up 3-1, but not until Josh Byrne has a little something to say about it. He hits us with this nice little toe drag, tucks it away nice and easy. I've hit about a million of these in my backyard, of course. Really beautiful goal. Looked almost a little too easy. Can't tell if that's just bad defense or Josh Byrne being an absolute wizard out there, but nice goal by him. Jack Rowlett, after entering the game, really nice to see as a D-Paul myself, hits Rob Pennell, one of the greatest attackmen of all time, with a clean over the head check. He tries to make a nice little pass to start the break, but it looks like they weren't really able to get much done on that fast break. Nice fundamental over the head check there. I guess over the head checks aren't really fundamental. Either way, nice play. So the first quarter wraps up with the Redwoods in the lead. Pretty average game. A couple interesting plays there, a couple weird, quirky ones. Ryder Garnsey, my favorite player, finished that quarter with 2 assists, and Robert Pennell was playing very good. Rob Pennell was playing very well that first quarter. All right, so the second quarter starts off pretty sloppy for the Chaos, honestly, and the beginning of the quarter wasn't really exciting for either teams. Not too much going on. Jules Henneberg did score a nice goal against us, which made me really sad as a former Redwoods fan. I really like Jules. He actually is from New Jersey, just like me, which is really cool, so I got a little bit of a soft spot for him. But now that he's on the Chaos, not my team, gotta lose that love for him. So around the 7-minute mark of the second quarter, Knobloch, one of the new guys on the Chaos, comes in, hits it with a nice shimmy and an absolute banger. It sounded, if you hear that sound in that goal,
15 to shoot.
Sounds beautiful. Gotta love it when it hits the net like that. I mean, look at this move. I mean, from up top, hit him with the little split right, underhand. Nice, gotta love it. Moving on, we see a classic PLL play where Ryder Garnsey tries to get through like 4 guys and just gets lit up. I feel like as much as I love Ryder, he is always finding his way, getting blown up, getting lit up, getting on the ground somehow. I mean, they call him the Worm, the Weasel, something like that for a reason. He got absolutely lit up, the helmet popping off. I mean, golly. Was that a foul? I mean, kind of. He didn't really have the ball. That was crazy. All right, moving on towards the end of the quarter. Nakai Montgomery has a nice fast break. So many options. You can pass it to the point guy, pass it to the right, take the shot himself. What does he do? Splits left and throws it over everyone's head. Great play, Nakai. Love you, but what? I don't know what that was, man. Lights too bright. Piss dripping down your leg. What did Jared Allen say? Yeah, the lights are brighter than I expected. Guess so. Other than that, not too much going on in the second quarter. One thing that was pretty funny that I saw right before the game went to half, the camera cuts to Blaze Riordan on the sideline, who's not playing. He's injured, obviously. Out for a couple weeks in full pads, kitted up on the sideline. I don't know why. I don't think he would have gotten it if Austin Count got hurt, but I guess he just wanted to feel the vibe, stay ready. I mean, hey, whatever works, right? Got to stay locked in. Even had eye black on. I mean, this dude was ready to go in. He wasn't gonna, but he was ready. Honestly, really sloppy quarter from both sides. Lots of turnovers, lots of bad passes. Hopefully, we can see a better game in the third quarter. So, moving on to the third quarter, we get hit with this nasty goal from Kyle Jackson. Between the legs, doesn't even look at the goal or the goalie. The commentators were loving it. I'm loving it. I mean, this is gross. What a goal from him. Jules Henneberg, much to my dismay, gets another goal on us. This one was really nice. He's definitely an attackman. Like, for sure. He's so much better down there at attack, but I guess with the lineups they're running with and style of play of all these teams, somehow he can't get on a starting attack line, but he does so much better when he's down there behind X. He hits Jack Kelly with this beautiful, like, I don't want to call it a dip and dunk, but this nice little like double head fake kind of thing. Gets the goalie moving a little bit. Looks really nice. Great little details on that play from Jules. 5 minutes left in the third, and Rob Pennell hits us with the classic Rob Pennell move. Question mark dodge, going right to left. Hey, what are you going to do about it? You can have the best defender in the world on him. He's still probably going to hit you with that. Now, Tegnon, maybe my favorite goal of the game. I mean, he just hits you with this step back, lets it fly right under the crossbar. This reminds me of the classic LeBron James, Le Fuck You 3. This was the lacrosse version of that. I mean, look at it. He's looking at the guy, steps back and just says, forget it. Lets it fly. Beautiful, wonderful. Le Fuck You. Tegnon, De Fuck You. De Fuck You. Underhand rip. I don't know if I like that. Fuck you. I like that. And then feeling the hot hand. Degnon again with a nuke. Kind of like another like fadeaway, like sidestep, same like lower underhand kind of shot. Just banger right under the top bar. Beautiful shot again. I mean, this guy's got some heat. Finally, once we get to the fourth, it's actually like a super low scoring quarter. Like nothing happened in this quarter. The game winner was actually the most ridiculous. I don't want to call it lucky. Not lucky for the offense. I'm not going to call it lucky for the offense and the Chaos who scored it. But unlucky for the Redwoods, just a weird bounce, a weird play. Dude shot it like as he was getting checked. He didn't get as much on the shot as he wanted to, and it took like a weird trajectory out of his pocket. Just confused the keeper. Just weird like little dribbler into the net almost. That was the game winner because the Redwoods got absolutely fleeced by the refs. Clear mistake by them, a rare Matty Palin mistake. Matt Taylor gave him an earful, as he should, because the Redwoods lost, or at least weren't granted the opportunity that they should have been because of an official mistake by the referees. Not a good look, but hey, that's sports for you. The officials can review anything that happens under 2 minutes left on the clock in the fourth quarter, and they just didn't. It clearly bounced off the goalie's helmet. Clearly should have been a reset of the shot clock, but it didn't. So that's the wraps on that game. Redwoods lose by 1 goal on a heartbreaker. Great game overall. Pretty enjoyable. Kind of funky, actually. I don't know if I'd say it was a great game. A little bit of a weird game. Entertaining to watch, though. Lots of cool moments. Lots of good action up and down the field. And let's move on. I'll see you guys in the next video where we will be going over the Denver Outlaws versus the Utah Archers. I got to remember all these names in my head with the new locations of the PLL cities. Sometimes it's sad. I'm from New Jersey. The Redwoods are in California. Hey, it's all right. All right, have a good one, guys. Thank you.